Welcome to the first part of my EOS 70D training video / user's guide. So in this first part, we'll be taking a look at the hardware of the 70D, the buttons, and what they do. Alright, so let's start by taking a look at the front of the camera. So on this side of the camera, you can see this bit here. And when you first get the camera, chances are the lens is not attached. So this is the lens release button. So when you press this button, it releases the lock and you can turn your lens and unmount it. So to mount a lens, make sure there is an EF index on your lens. I'm using a 24-105 lens here, so it's an EF mount. So it has a red dot here. So if it has a white dot here, it means it is an EFS mount. For example, this lens here. So to mount the lens to the camera, basically the EOS 70D takes EF and EFS lenses. So just line up the index to the index you see here on the mounting ring. So if it's a red dot, line it up to the red dot. If it's a white dot, line it up to the white dot. So I'm going to line this up to the red dot and I'm going to turn it clockwise. There, and it's clicked into place. So right above the lens release button is the pop-up flash button. So hitting this button will pop up the pop-up flash. So to make it go down, just push it down again. Alright, so this bit here is a grip, and of course the most important bit, this is the shutter button. So obviously you can half press on the shutter button to focus, and a full press will release the shutter. The EOS 70D has a burst mode of 7 FPS. That means it can take up to 7 images in 1 second. So that is actually pretty awesome. It's pretty quick. So on the back of the camera, you have the LCD screen, and it's a touch screen. So you can actually touch around the screen to change settings. It's a touch sensitive screen. And of course, it is articulated. You can flip it out. You can flip out this way. A total of 270 degrees. So don't go too far. You don't want to snap the screen off. And you can also close it in this way as sort of a protection to the screen. So we'll leave it on this side for now. So this is the menu button. So hitting this button will obviously bring up the menu and the info button here. So pressing the info button will actually change your display. So if I press it once, it shows me some information. It's basically all the informations it's basically all the configurations that are currently on this camera. Press it again, it shows me the electronic leveling. Press it once more, and it shows me the quick menu. This is called the quick menu. Press it one more time, and it blanks out the screen. So this bit here, the bit that you look through to take pictures, is called the Viewfinder. And this rubbery bit here that you put your eye to is called the eye cup. Now the eye cup is actually removable. So to remove the eye cup, basically just pinch on these sides, and it's pretty tough to get it out. Sorry, just turn it off. And with a little push, it comes out. So this is actually replaceable, but still, you don't really want to take it out, you want to just leave it on. Pop it back in. So directly above the eye cup, you can see this little knob here. Alright, so this bit here is the diopter adjustment. So basically, it adjusts the viewfinder to your eye to make sure everything inside the viewfinder is nice and sharp. So to calibrate that, you want to just half press the shutter button, look through the viewfinder, and you'll see some green letterings and words inside the viewfinder. So basically you look through the viewfinder and then you turn this adjustment up and down until you can see the words and they are sharp. So that means it's calibrated, and you just want to leave it there. You don't want to fiddle around with it if you're the only one using the camera. So right next to that is the photo video switch. So now it's on photo mode. If I flick it over, boom, video mode. Photo mode, video mode. So this is the start stop button. So the start stop button actually triggers the live view. So if I press on that, my camera goes into live view. And if I'm on video mode, and if I press the start stop button, it will actually start the video recording. Press again, it stops. So next to that is the AF on button. So the AF on button actually serves a similar purpose as the half press of the shutter button. So pressing that will cause your lens to focus. Now this is the AE lock button, and this is the AF point selection button. So pressing on this will allow you to select your AF points, and while you're in image review mode, this will zoom out your image and this will zoom in your image. So this button with a Q here signifies the quick menu button. So pressing on this will bring out the quick menu, and this is the playback button. So playing on this, so pushing on this will bring you into the playback menu. So here we have the multi-controller dial. So basically it's your navigation pad for anything on this camera. It has 8 directions, so you press up to go up on something and left right to go up, left and right on anything. For example, the menu, up, down, left, right. So the set button is the sort of OK button. So you press it to go into a setting, and of course around it you have this secondary dial. This actually changes your aperture setting. So when I turn this, look closely at the aperture number, it will change the aperture setting. So this dial on the top here, it will be your primary dial, and it changes the shutter speed value. Now this is the rubbish bin icon, so hitting on this while in the playback menu will delete an image. And this lock here, this is actually a dial lock. So when you lock it up, turning this dial won't cause anything to happen. So this to prevent accidental operation of the dials. So I'm gonna leave it off for now. And let's move on to the top. On the left here, we have the mode dial with a mode dial lock in the center. So you can't really turn this, you have to press on this and then turn it. And goes without saying, this is the on-off switch, turns the camera on and off. So this bit here is called the LCD panel. LCD panel, not to be confused with the LCD monitor. So the LCD panel, it displays all sorts of information about your camera settings. So let's have a closer look at it. Alright, so this shows the focus mode, manual focus, this shows your drive mode, and this shows your ISO setting, your metering setting, how much battery you have left, your Wi-Fi status, your remaining shots left, your aperture setting, your shutter speed setting, and your light meter. So that's the camera's metering system. So basically when it's in the middle, it means your exposure is right. So down here, if the pointer is down here, now it's over here, that means it's 1 stop underexposed, 2 stops under exposed, and 3 stops underexposed. So this way it's 1 stop overexposed, 2 stops, 3 stops. Alright, so we have 5 buttons up here. So AF basically changes your AF mode. Now it's stuck on manual focus because my lens is set to manual focus. Alright, so now I am on autofocus. So now it's on one shot AF mode, AI focus, AI servo. So this drive button basically changes my drive mode. ISO button changes allows me to change my ISO settings, and metering button allows me to change my metering settings, and of course the backlight button. So this button up here, it's called the AF point selection button. It's a secondary AF point selection button, and it's actually a dedicated button exclusive on the EOS 70D for you to change your AF point. So moving over to, let's start with this side. So on this side you have your slots. This is actually the speaker. And underneath this flap, you have a mic jack and a remote shutter release jack. And under this flap, get it to open, you have a HDMI and the USB port. Over on this side, you have the card slot. So it has a spring on it, so it springs open, and inside is the memory card. So there's this little diagram on the inner side of the card slot here that shows you how to correctly insert your memory card. So it only goes in one way, and it clicks in, and you close the card slot. And on the bottom, you have the battery flap. So to open it, you push it in, open it up, and you have your LPE6 battery inside. So to take it out, there's this white knob here. You just push it in and your battery should pop out. So also the battery goes in only one way. And a quick tip for the LPE6 battery. So on this side of the LPE6 battery, there is a blue sticker up here and a black sticker down here. So let's say I have a fully charged LPE6 battery here. So it comes with this cover. So to mark that it is fully charged, I want to put this cover on this side. So the little battery cutout shows through the blue sticker side. So let's say after a day of shooting, I've drained this battery. So I need to take this home and charge it. So before I continue shooting, I have to replace a fresh battery inside. So I take out my other LPE6 battery, I look through the cutout and I see a blue sticker. So that means this battery is fresh and packed. So I load this battery into my camera and the dead battery here. So to mark this that it is dead, don't use it and take it home for charging, I will put it on the other way around. So the gray sticker shows through the battery cutout, so I know that this battery is dead and needs charging. So let's put the battery back in for now.